Happy Father's Day from the Yukon, and this summer my boy has won something that has interested us a bit. On the other side of this paper here is a map. I'm not going to tell you where it is, but my son won one of these exclusive sheep draws, so that changes our entire lives. So now everything is about how do we do this, and I won 2 draws. So many draws, we might need to give some back. I've got caribou and moose in an exclusive area. James has sheep. So you put in year after year, you increase your weighting, and then suddenly you don't get anything, and then suddenly, boom, you get everything. So we'll figure out what we need to do. So I'm getting our maps. This map seal is unbelievable stuff. It turns it into almost like a paper map and almost plastic, and buy that from MEC. I think the boy is more of a backpacker and hunter than a shooter. So I think he's going to go 6.5 Creedmoor. And so we're trying out different types of ammunition. And one thing I'm really pleased about is for grizzly defense, this federal premium stuff. You know, you want your grizzly ammo to really stand out, so that's in a nickel case and got a nickel bullet and a little blue polymer tip. So you can tell even by the feel of it that's not brass. It's slippery, more slippery. So anyway, slice of life in the Yukon. So for me, physically, I've been in a fitness group for 2.5 months, getting stronger. I still got work to do. You don't undo all these years of being an office worker right away, but I'm better. My knee is the best it's ever been. My weight's gone back up to 245. So last year I was at 235. So I'm now starting to get back on that. I know how to lose weight. I know how to gain weight. So I'll try to be at 230 for sheep season. And my son gets to carry the rifle. My son gets to do the shooting. I get to be the guy that's the packer, and we might bring a friend and have 3 packers because the area we're in is it's a big permit area. We could be 30 kilometers in. I had a friend who went in there one time, and it's an amazing story because he went solo, and he got so dehydrated and weakened by trying to get the animal out that he ended up having heat stroke and having to use his SOS on his, in those days it was a spot. Now everybody has inReach. Helicopter came and got him, and he was in all sorts of trouble because it's just a very, very difficult thing, sheep hunting. Welcome to Yukon North 61. Sent in my 20 by 50 spotting scope because it wasn't focusing properly, and Loophole let me upgrade to this 12 to 40 by 60 high definition. It's pretty good. It's got great eye relief. I sent my Leica in to be sold. I don't like the straight with only 19 millimeters of eye relief. It's too hard to get a good view. So I'm gonna try to trade that in, sell it, and get us angled. Angled is much, much better, and maybe jump all the way up to 80 millimeters. But in the meantime, this is gonna have to do. So, shooting positions. Here's one. Take off your scope. Put on a little rest. This one I made myself, it cost me nothing. Basically, it's an Arca Swiss base onto a laminated plywood. And this is a very refined firearm. It's got a flat right here. Look at that flat. So that flat fits right in there. And now I've got a pretty steady position that gets me over most of the rocks and stuff. And I would say I can shoot 3M away from that position, which isn't terrible. So that's number one. The other advantage of a clamp or something that goes on your tripod is look how low you can go. So put something under the rear of your rifle there and you have near bench rest accuracy. So that is a pretty darn good rig. Number 2, you can get a little lower, is this Sergeant Sniper Rest. And with it, I can get down to 1.5 MOA. twice as good because I'm lower, steadier, and in fact, if I roll up my jacket, I can even have something under the back. I can probably get down to 1 MOA. So that's pretty good, and it's designed to sit on the legs of your tripod. The advantage of these is you have your tripod with you anyway. Okay, these are the quick sticks. And the quick sticks are this little device that fits on your trekking poles. I got trekking poles with me anyway. And it creates a very, very quick bipod. And it fits right in that flat part of the gun. And again, 2.5 MOA. The advantage of these is you can also get down quite low. Although a little too high for a traditional, a little too high for down for prone. But you can sit from a very slow sitting position, and I would say I'm down to 2 MOA here. So very, very quick, very, very good. I'd be comfortable with these to 300 yards. Be comfortable with this thing out to 400. Shoot from your pack. You'll notice you can lay your pack down so that the whole gun is supported. The advantage of having a light recoiling firearm is when you start practicing these little ways, it's sometimes more convenient to really not have a very good weld with your shoulder. Sometimes the topography makes it difficult. You can get a faster shot with a light recoiling rifle because you don't have to worry so much about it. This is 10 foot-pounds. So my son won a tag. And we're gonna go sheep hunting. I'm not ready, but I got 6 weeks to get ready. We're gonna do a lot of practicing from field positions. This from a bag is one of my favorites. This is again probably MOA if everything works out well, because you're nice and low. And if you got to get higher because of rocks and whatever, 2.5 MOA. And it's much, much better than shooting like from a sitting position. I'm all the way up to probably 3.5 MOA with a lot of practice, maybe 4 MOA. So these little devices really, really help, and they're with me. I love a bipod. I don't want to take the extra weight, and I don't want to, with the really super light bipods, I don't really want to start drilling holes in my rifle. So I'm not gonna. So I'm gonna make do with these field expedient rests and practice a whole lot. And one of the nice things about something like this 6.5 Creedmoor is it's fun to practice with, because I could shoot 50 rounds without getting any kind of pain at all. And it's a 30-06. It's basically it's nothing magic. It's a mini 30-06. It's got the same trajectory, shoots bullets, weights of the same sectional density at equal speeds. So it has almost exactly the same trajectory. So I've got the 6.5 as my mini. I got the 30-06 as my medium. I got the 358 Norma as my maximum. All have the same trajectory curve, and it makes it very, very easy to figure out how to shoot. I've got a 2.5 to 8 loophole with the Boone and Crockett reticle. I wish they still made this scope. This is an 11-ounce scope. Unbelievable. Unbelievably useful in the mountains. That 8 power is a useful up without being too heavily magnified when you're using a ballistic reticle. So you might take the 25-06, you might take the 30-06, you might take this rifle, but it'll be one of those three, because these are all fantastic. But I'm really liking this Creedmoor. It's probably the best rifle I've ever owned. Legendary Arms, out of business, controlled round feed, feeds like butter. I've got a group of 13 shots that I shot with 4 different types of ammunition, making a 1.65 inch group. And it's from 129 grain to 143 grains, and they're all shooting into the same place. And each one of those loads is sub MOA. So quite an amazing rifle.